I think we can all agree we've seen movies before that, like, we can tell aren't the best movies. But, like, you watch it and you're like, you know what? I'm entertained. Death of a Unicorn stars Jenna Ortega and is about father and daughter duo hit a unicorn with their car and bring it to the wilderness retreat of a mega wealthy CEO. From writer and director Alex Scharfman, sorry if I said your last name wrong, we are talking his brand new film, Death of a Unicorn. This is a brand new A24 movie for you guys that just are wondering, because when I say A24, it's a good thing or it's a bad thing. Who knows? But this movie is a movie that, when I saw the trailer, it looked different, it looked wacky, and I wanted to see it. And out of the entire month of March, this is one of those movies where I was like, I really want to see it because I like this cast. It looks just like a fun time. And man, I will say, is it a good movie? Overall, no. But is it enough to just give it a watch? You'll probably have a fun time. Yeah. But again, I will say, just initial reaction right off the bat, it was disappointing. I can't lie. I was very disappointed. But let's get straight into the positives first. First things first, Jenna Ortega. Heard of her? Yeah, she's pretty damn good actress. Yes, she plays a lot of the same things. Teenage role, whatever. She is really, really good in this movie. Her dynamic between Paul Rudd is a very interesting one because she is someone that is very much like not wanting to be here, and he plays a lawyer that has to suck up to this rich family because he needs the money to support her, and then on the way there, they hit a unicorn, and things just get crazier and crazier throughout the entire movie, leading to just bloody unicorn action, which again, when you get to this kind of stuff, I think overall, the movie has that fun watchability. Like, this cast is having a good time. I think the biggest standout besides Jenna Ortega is actually Will Poulter. This movie has a lot of comedy that doesn't work for me, but him alone and how he does a lot of his expressions, how he delivers his lines, he was probably my favorite part. He's the antagonist in our movie, but I just think he eats up every scene. Anthony Carrigan is actually a hilarious part in this movie, and he's actually the funniest one out of all of them. Will Poulter has good line delivery, but Anthony Carrigan, he's like the butler of this movie. He has the funniest scene alone. But besides that, like I said, most of the comedy really didn't work for me, but the cast were like Leoni, Richard E. Grant, like these actors are really eating up the scene, and they all work in this movie that unicorns are attacking them, and the movie definitely goes for the horror realm, and when those scenes are happening, I can't lie, I'm having fun. When you see a unicorn rip people apart, stomp on their head, it's bloody, I'm like, listen, when the movie dives into how stupid it is, it really works. But unfortunately, this movie has a lot going on that doesn't work for me. So, biggest negative, like I said, is the comedy. There was a lot of jokes in this movie that didn't work for me. Like, a lot. I chuckled a few times, like I said, with a few of the actors, like Anthony Carrigan and Will Poulter. Like, those two made me chuckle a few times through the movie. Everything else really didn't work for me. And the movie has a ton of ideas that are just so crazy, and they throw them in this movie. They said, hey, we have so many ideas for evil unicorns, let's put it all in this one movie. And honestly, it just feels like a mixed bag, because you have this comedic tone, you have a horror tone, you have a dramatic tone, you have a very intense tone, and then you have this dialogue that is very just colorful and very different, and then how you mix it all together and how they weave it in like story points and character motivations. It's a mess. It's a gigantic mess. But again, this cast makes it work enough to be watched, enough to give it a shot. Like, again, I will say this is not a great movie. I would say it's disappointing. But I will say that I'm not going to tell someone not to watch it, because you might enjoy just how crazy it is. Like I said, Jenna Ortega is very good in this movie. Will Poulter, Grant is in this movie. Paul Rudd, he's in this movie as well. He's the dad, and he definitely is playing a role that's more serious, but towards the end of the movie, they try to make him a little more jokey. But that's what I was saying. These ideas of these character motivations and how they place it and weave it into the story, at some points, it just doesn't make sense, and it's just a mess. It's a huge, huge mess. Also, another thing, the CGI in the unicorns, not the best, not the worst. When they do practical in a few shots, I like that. That's pretty cool. But like, it's 90% CGI and 10% practical. So that, I will say, that was a little disappointing. And then for the final third act, the ending, I didn't love it. I'm honest, like, for how they end this movie, I didn't love how it ended. But again, it's a mess. It's honestly not a good movie. But I enjoyed watching it. I really would never care to watch it again, but for an hour and 50 minutes, whatever, it was a good one-time watch. I'm going to give Death of a Unicorn a C. And I might give this review, but the thing is, give me original films. Seriously, like, I love that we got a movie called Death of a Unicorn being distributed in movie theaters right now. Like, that is such a crazy idea, but guess what? We're getting it. Did I love it? No. But I'd rather take this over remake, reboot, sequels, whatever. I love those sometimes, but give me original stuff. A24, let me work for you. I really want to. And you guys do this movie review. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, everybody.